bring this all together. My name is Shabaka. I was juvenile life with. I did 50 years in the joint. More than half of that was done in solitary confinement. I'm here today, like the rest of you, to commemorate the Coalition for Parole Justice and the attempt that we're trying to get done that Muti just got finished speaking about. For y'all who don't know what Black August was or is, it was started in Soldier Prison in California after the Field Marshal George Jackson got assassinated for trying to escape. George Jackson was the Field Marshal of the Black Panther Party, and him and several other of his comrades started a unit called the Black Guerrilla Family that consisted of prisoners of war, political prisoners, and prisoners of conscience. The prisoners of conscience were individuals who did time that became conscious while they was in prison. Those individuals that showed exceptional insight and commitment was inducted into the BGF, or what they call the Black Guerrilla Family. Today, the Black Guerrilla Family is turned into a gang, but at that time, they were one of the units of our underground resistance. George Jackson was one of the leaders that came up under several people in Soldier Prison. Big Jake, Nolan, Christopher, Christmas, several individuals that was part of this crew. But the thing was is that after they killed George Jackson, his books, he wrote two of them, Blood in My Eyes and Shout Brotha, they began to circulate broadly across the country and across the world. And people was buying them, and individuals across the nation that was in prison began to replicate the regimen that they put together. And that kicked off not so much what it is today with the Black Guerrilla Family. As I said, they're a gang now. But back then, these were units that was being organized inside the prisons to come out into the streets and organize the community to continue our struggle. Unfortunately, George Jackson, after he got assassinated, he was assassinated almost a year to the day that his baby brother, 16-year-old man-child Jonathan Jackson, was killed coming into the courtroom to free him. He wasn't there at the time because he had got into an incident earlier at the jail with the guards and got locked down. But when he came into the courtroom, a brother by the name of Richard McGee, he was able to get him out, and unfortunately, he ended up taking some hostages, the judge, corporal clerk, the district attorney, and when they got to the van in the parking lot, they were ambushed. Everybody died except for Richard McGee. And that orders to give up to start the shooting was done by Ronald Reagan, who was the governor of California at the time. The thing about Black August is that the brothers were showing a commitment to what they was about, their spirit, that was the continuation of our resistance of the abolitionist movement. And what Black August basically represents is the commitment, the dedication, as well as sacrifice. And it's this energy that we have to reunite. If we're going to change what's going on with us in the prison system and out here, that we got to mobilize and organize ourselves to change this system. And the only way for us to do that is to change the legislation that's in Harrisburg, as well as the federal system, because that's where it started at. Everything that happened on the state level actually comes out of the federal level, and the state just replicate what they put down, and the policies that they put down was the barriers, literally, for the rest of our lives. I'm standing here because the Supreme Court ruled that juveniles couldn't be sentenced to life without the possibility of parole unless they were shown to be psychopaths. I never considered myself one, and apparently they don't either because they let me out. Big mistake on their part because the fight is still on. And we're in a better position now to help the ones that we left behind. And that's my commitment, my dedication, and I'm willing to sacrifice whatever the fuck it takes to get the job done. Thank y'all for coming out. Appreciate you.